Space. All right, it could be working well.
Mic check. You hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. All right, we are live. What's good, people? What's good? Oops, hold up. There we go. What's good, man?
Man, I'm chilling, man. You got something for you.
Be- Hold on, let me blow that up. Hold on. Claim a free sample. Intuition.
So
Sheesh.
my whole thing when I first saw this, I saw this maybe on Facebook. You know, I'm a fragrance dude, and I was like, who the fuck? Like, who was the marketing team behind this to decide to let Dwayne Wade be the face of Aramis fragrance, especially, and then name it Intuition. Like, did you not know your son was that part of the intuition? I don't know. Weird. You don't
So
have intuition?
you should how you got intuition about fragrance about your son.
Yeah, man. It's funny. So every time I go off camera, I'm a rock that for right now.
Yo, be humble. What's good, bro?
Be humble. What it do, brethren? What it do? What it do?
That's wild. That whole situation with him is wild, man.
Yeah.
So I used to say that reminds me. I used to when Gabrielle Union, what would you say about her career overall, in your opinion? You think
Um.
it's like okay? Let me phrase a better question. So
Yeah.
Taraji P Henson, for example, right?
Right.
Taraji P Henson to me, about 90-95% of the characters that she plays is different
Hmm.
variations of Yvette.
Hmm.
So I used to say, and it turns out that, well, I don't say turn out because I never met her, I never seen her in real life, but it turns out that it seems like the character that she plays in the movies is similar to how she is in real life.
Taraji, you're saying?
You hear me? Or no?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so with as far as Gabrielle Union, a lot of the characters that she plays, well, I don't know because I don't know enough. It's either like she's some sort of seductive type of character, or I'm thinking of her in Bad Boys 2 when she was the undercover agent or whatever, and she's all aggressive.
Hmm.
I'm also thinking of not Brown Sugar, Deliver Us from Evil,
Yeah.
belligerent. Like a lot of the characters that she plays that I'm thinking of at the moment
Hmm.
are those types of characters. And then compare that to real life. Here she is looking super masculine with D Wade. So, do you think, in your opinion, I know this is off the cuff, this is super random, but do you think the characters that she was playing in the movies is similar to how she is in real life?
Yeah, I think so. I think yeah, I mean she always had like a smug kind of attitude in her movies, would you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So but she seems like that in real life. I mean, I don't know the lady, don't care to meet her, but um no, I mean, but she was always like, especially when she first came out, I remember she was, everybody the guys liked her. I liked her. You know what I mean? I thought she was a pretty lady, but everything that's pretty ain't good. So
Yeah, it's good. You know, in one hand, people will say, you know, that's their marriage, whatever works for them, and all that. At the same time, another component of that is it is a matter, it is an issue of emasculating men.
Right.
I think that conversation is a part of their dealings with each other because D Wade is on multiple different platforms. He's on multiple different platforms, like wearing nail polish. You got this um this line, this cologne or perfume or whatever line now where he's calling it intuition, which if you hear the word intuition, the first word that comes to my mind is woman's intuition.
Right.
So maybe it's just me, but it seems like a full on emphasis of feminizing men with their dynamic.
I
Let's see.
agree.
Be Humble said she only seems masculine because she with feminine D Wade. I think it's more than that, bro. Javer Day, I see you moving. I don't know. I see you talking. I don't know if you muted or whatever. Um, but I don't think it's that necessarily specifically with D Wade. I think that's her personality and the way that she presents herself. I'm just imagining. So you're saying, let's just hypothetically say, heavens forbid her and D Wade break up, because I hate to see D Wade. You know, I hate to see families break up, but their whole dynamic is wild. But would she be a different person or a more feminine woman if she was with somebody else, like
Cultivate. What up?
Idris Elba or something?
Yeah.
What you think, Jay? Day?
Excuse me. Uh, I think she's probably still be the same. I don't think she could be with probably Idris Elba.
Yeah, yeah. That's just the first person that came to mind for me.
Yeah. I don't think she could be with probably a more masculine person. She probably needs to be with somebody like D Wade. I mean, I think she was on whose show was that she was on when she kind of busted out D Wade as far as talking about how she was eating his ass. Uh was that not what's the dude with the dreads?
Sway.
Sway. Yeah, I think she was on Sway's show.
I
I
wanted
was
to say
like,
that.
why would why would you put that out there like that? Why would you and that was, shame on D Wade for not checking that. Matter of fact, personally, I think it should have been over.
Mm.
You know, 'cause now, I mean, unless it's not no secret, but now the whole world knows, like D Wade. That. I mean, look, personal bedroom business needs to stay personal and in the bedroom.
Cultivate.
That's
What's
that's
up?
not what I would cultivate. That's not everybody's business. And for her to go out there and say that, and I'm sure you should. You probably. I mean, you're not the first one either, dude. You know. So
Yeah, I think so too. Be Humble. What do you think? Because you said she's only like that because she's with D Wade. Do you think if she was with somebody else, let's just say a more masculine man, would she be more feminine? Because I think the type of masculinity that she has, that's a part of her personality no matter what. And there's only one or two people, one or two men out there that could potentially change her thought process and her mannerisms in that regard. But those one or two, maybe handful total of men don't want her and or are already taken. Because who wants to deal with a woman that they have to do that type of work to change? Like heck no, no. Um, let's see. Let's go here. Be Humble say you should read her story. What story? Like she got a book? She was essay at 19. Oh, so are you saying that because are you saying that she was essay at 19 so that brought her masculinity out? Because I know a lot of people respond to it that way. She is older than him as well. Are you trying to? Okay, I bet. Hold on. Let me get the link. Let me get the link. All right, there you go. The right guy, of course, she can seem more feminine. I don't know. I wouldn't. I can. I don't imagine. Like, yes, you're right. The right man can bring that out, but I don't imagine very many men that are willing to try to, like I said, do that type of work to try to bring it out of her. Okay, Cultivate
Who's
said,
been
"Yep, at a
our
Payless store that she worked at." Okay, yeah, I
who
never even knew that she. I never thought to even try to look at her story. But welcome to another episode of your favorite after church podcast. I am your man, Spaces.
I'm Jay every day.
What's up,
Can I
Jay?
be?
Every day. How was your? Oh, Maul is out traveling the world,
Yeah.
doing doing some big mall stuff. But Jay, every day. How was your last week?
Oh man, it was cool. It was cool. We as you all know, we shot. Oh, well, not you all, but I mean, spaces know. We went out to Stogie's surprise birthday, right? So his wife had threw him a surprise cigar truck party trailer thing.
Mobile Cigar Lounge.
Yeah, mobile cigar lounge. There we go. I mean, that was it was all the fellas. It was a good time. You know, we chopped it up, drank some whiskey, some bourbon. Was there for about 4 or 5 hours, and had some good food, and um, just had a good time with each other.
Yeah,
Talking sports and all that.
yeah, that was fire.
Yeah,
That was fire. I definitely am keeping them in mind because who would have thought who would have thought of that? And they cool people too.
yeah, yeah. They were nice, black owned, of course. Uh, so yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it to be that laid out. Um, I'm not even sure what to. I did expect, but thought that was dope. Very good concept.
Cultivate said her first book gives you a better understanding as to why she is the way she is. Interesting read for sure. Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll give it a chance at some point. Hold on. Let me get Be Humble the link. Hold up.
You know what cultivate when I think about when people say a person a person is the way a person is the way they are because of X, Y, and Z, like something that happened in their past. It's almost saying, not saying that you're saying it, but it's almost saying like a person can't still change. You know,
Mm,
like that's just something I think about because sometimes we get caught in saying like, oh well, I'm this way, or I'm this way because of, and it's not really a kind of good personality trait. So we kind of blame it on certain circumstances.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, my last week was pretty interesting. So I went to see Fantastic Four.
Okay.
It was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. I think Marvel is veering away from the woke messaging in all their movies, and
Mhm.
they're tired of losing money from trying to incorporate all of these social issues in their movies. I can't remember what his name off the top of my head, but he played as Mr. Fantastic. He was great. All of the acting was great. I don't have any real complaints about it. It was great CGI. Galactus looked crazy. Um, it was a good movie experience. And then I also saw, what day was it? I saw Fantastic Four Tuesday, and then maybe Wednesday, Thursday, I
Mhm.
saw Superman.
Okay.
Superman was
Been
a
on a
lot of
movie
people are talking
binge.
about Superman incorporating this social news, woke media messaging, and I don't disagree. I see it. They talk about immigration in there. They talk about um Superman being an alien and trying to tie that to him being a foreign entity. It's like aliens versus humans, and they try to say that Superman was feminized in or softened in this movie. I didn't see that. I saw that he was early into his career and he's really a nice guy and he wants everybody to be happy and live in harmony and all that. We're so used to seeing Superman in this or looking at Superman in this light to where if he's not just destroying everything and overpowering everybody, then he looks weird or he's not the Superman we know. But nah, it was a good movie. Both were good. Kudos to Superman is Marvel, right? No, Superman is DC. I forget. Whatever. Kudos to those individual studios for those movies because I think they were good, both of them. How
What's
would you
happening?
cultivate? Superman is DC, right? Superman is DC. Thanks. Be humble. Cultivate. Be humble. How was y'all last week? Let us know. All right,
What's
so
happening?
we're going to get into these topics. So this is in no particular order, right? Like with the stuff that you sent.
No.
All right, so we'll go into this because this is something that I definitely want to hear you guys' opinion about. But this is something Jay Everyday sent to us. All right, check it out. Check it out.
Damn.
Let's go here. Let me remove it. All right, share screen. Right here. Sha'Carri Richardson. All right, so she was in there. I wanted to have the videos of this, but anyway, she was in the airport with her boyfriend, and she was being physically aggressive with him. Essentially, like she was. The most popular videos are of her like bumping her body against him, and not kind of
Hmm.
through that she was knocking him into the wall. But there was another video that I saw of her actually swinging on him and what looked like hit him in the face. So let's see what this particular video was talking about.
Right now. Yep, he's under arrest. I'm under arrest right now? What am I under arrest? No, what am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now? Okay. I didn't assault him though. Video cameras. I literally we were having an argument. I'm not resisting, so you don't have to do it harder. Christian, are you serious right now? Christian. State, he doesn't get a say. But I understand. We were arguing. But I understand entirely. We were arguing. Okay, I'm not gonna resist, but I'm telling you that we was arguing. I didn't assault him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that you guys are doing this to me and he's the man in the situation, I'm gonna comply. I am. I'm not gonna argue with you at all. But you have me on camera. But at the same time, what he has on camera, I have my phone show something different. So if I need to show that, I will. Okay, but I have my phone that shows something different. But Christian, thank you, Christian. Don't talk to him right now. Okay, I won't. Thank you so much, officer. But I have to put down. I'm so sorry. You're grabbing me right now. Yep, he's under arrest. I'm under arrest right now. What am I under? No, what am I under?
Start replaying at that point.
Yeah, I think it started replaying. That was just something basic, I guess. If you guys haven't even seen the entire video.
Yo, be humble. What's good, bro? Oh,
Yeah.
he's muted.
Okay. Be humble. What up?
What up? What up?
So the caption says, after watching this Sha'Carri Richardson arrest video, it sparks a conversation. Do we need to do more to protect Black men from situations like this? This is foul. Jay, every day you brought this to us. So is that your question, or did you just want to talk about it, or what?
Yeah, I just kind of really wanted to talk about it. It was so many Black men really standing up for her, doing her. I think she was having issues with um drug testing and shit like that. As far as the weed, I guess you had weed or whatever in the system during the Olympics, or maybe during the pre-trials or whatever. And then there were a lot of black women or people from different countries, right? So the Jamaican country, Jamaica, uh, other countries around the world, just kind of making fun of her and talking down on her. And there was a lot of black men really standing in the gap for with her. Black American men standing in the gap with her. Um, when she was kind of going down, you know, this road or whatever, this bad road. And just to see her treat her boyfriend like this, it just kind of it's interesting. And I just kind of want your thought on, do you think this is one off? Do you think this is a behavior that you do all the time? Um, what's your thought?
I think in order for her to feel as comfortable as she did doing this in public,
Right.
she had to be doing this at home.
Mhm.
Because this isn't something that's like you are in this moment, in this particular moment, you're irritating me to the point where I have to hit you or I feel like I need to hit you.
Mhm.
This was definitely some familiarity. And I agree with Cultivate said. She said no accountability taken, and I'm sure it won't be because she sees nothing wrong. And so in that short clip, we didn't get to see, the context of what happened before that, but she was trying to pass the blame on him for that situation happening.
Mhm.
If I recall correctly. She was saying he was wrong. And then when it came time for her, the police to come to her, and then they start putting the cuffs on her, she then switched up her rhetoric and started saying, Christian, come help me.
Mhm.
So you're blaming him first and saying that he was wrong. You lied to the police and said, oh, I didn't do anything. I didn't hit him. It's clearly on camera. Like you're in the airport when this happened. So it's no question to say that cameras are everywhere in the airport. So you're in public, people see you, and you lie to police and say that you didn't do anything wrong. My fault. You lie to police and say you didn't do anything wrong. And then when it comes time for you to when it's really looking like you're about to get in trouble, you start looking at the man that you just blamed for all of this happening for help.
Right.
Be humble. What you got?
First off, she's a young kid and she's still trying to figure things out. Two, I don't know who called the police, if he called the police or if someone in the airport called the police or they contacted them. But I think it went a little bit too far as her being arrested. But as far as accountability, I need to see more. Just seeing somebody already with the police already in their face, it's hard to make a decision whether she was wrong or if he
But
was right.
she was pushing on him and stuff, shoving him, kind of hitting him, in the airport. I mean, to me, like you should already know. I know I understand she is young, but I mean the airport is just that's not a place to even to get physical with anybody. You got so many, so much security and stuff going on there. I mean, I would think you would know better than that, right? And if the shoe was on the other foot, if he was the one getting the cuffs put on him, would she in turn help him out? You know.
It's obvious this is behavior that she's done before. But like we kind of said earlier, if he was the right guy, she would not do that.
Mhm.
Like women that are like that won't do that to every guy. It's certain guys that they'll do that to.
Mhm.
And he's one of those guys that she'll do it to and she'll get away with it.
Yeah.
So he ain't the
And,
one. He ain't the
and
one
he
for it.
he'll be back with her. They probably
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's the problem. Uh, it was an incident around my house, right? So earlier this week, and my neighbor's friend came over, and the neighbor's friend girlfriend came by, and she threatened to burn up his car. She put lightning fluid all on the all on the car or whatever, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll burn this shit up." And I'm like, it's parked right up against the building, and I'm like, "Well, you first let me move my car because my car's back there before you get to burning shit up." But two, you're not finna burn anything up because there's families and stuff that live in this building. You know what I mean? So she went on here and she ended up busting his window. She had one of those little window tapper things. I don't know how you know if your car go into the water or whatever, you can crack your window. And so
Mhm.
she busted his window with one of those. But and then she got up out of there. Turns out she ended up having like warrants and shit. Like the
Yeah,
police
she
came
done this
around.
before.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I guess he had found
Where did he
out
meet this
when.
girl at?
Well, I don't know, but the way they got into it, from what I heard, is that he went through her phone, learned that she be selling pussy, and
Why go through a phone? He kind of brought that
it
on himself. Like when you're looking for dirt, guess what? You're gonna
but
find dirt.
that ain't dirt though, man. Selling pussy is crazy. That's not dirt.
He could have benefited from it if he was. Hey,
Oh,
if
okay.
the truth is out there, like, hey, let's,
Oh man, be humble to
hey,
pimp.
hey, I can be your financial advisor. We can go all the way to the top if you're not
Yeah.
afraid.
Well,
So
yeah.
this is the video. While y'all were talking, I went to see if I can find it.
Yeah, let's see what we can see.
Let's see. We're gonna play. Let's see.
I beat your ass, nigga.
Right, he's trying to get away from her.
She said, "You gonna listen to me?"
He's not doing nothing. Pushed him multiple times.
This gives me Jonathan Majors.
And then, he walks off to the upper left-hand side there. She's following him. I guess he had her luggage and she was trying to take it away from him. Or maybe she decided to do that, but it shows the police there, security showing up and talking to him. So yeah, like he would see the reason why I don't take I understand where you're coming from with the certain man would allow her to do that and all that stuff. She wouldn't do that with certain men. I agree with that to an extent because certain men move women move differently around different men. I understand that. I've seen it. On the other hand, why should that be the case? Why should it be
Real quick, Space, we are like that with our parents. We don't like approach our mom the same way we would our dad. That's how we interact with each other. We're different when it comes to different people.
I don't disagree with that. I'm saying when it comes to this particular situation, right? Because this is a domestic violence situation. Yeah, we are more. People will tend to get more aggressive with their mother than they would their father. I agree with that. This is a practice behavior with Sha'Carri, or Sha'Carri is what she said in the
She
video.
probably grew up in a home like that, seeing stuff like that.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me. That's the only thing that makes sense, because why would she feel so comfortable? And then on top of that, on his regard, why is he allowing her to do that? Because
I mean, he showed great restraint. We are at the airport. You know what I mean? Like this at the airport, you really don't want to be doing too much.
Yeah.
So you let her do her at the airport.
But he should have handled his business weeks ago. Like
Yeah,
she would have known better how to act out in public. Or they should have broke up. Like if obviously she's done this before, he should have left her. He should have left her before. You want to act all stupid like that, about face and roll out.
I think you know what I think. I think the reason he stuck around for it, that Nike money.
Yeah.
No, man, you know why a lot of guys stick with a woman through something like that? Sex. That's all it is. That's all it is. I'm not saying it's great.
She's saying she crazy, so she got that crazy.
I'm not saying it's great or anything, but the fact that he got a woman in his life he can have regular sex with, he don't want to.
He's an athlete,
cut that
though,
off.
bro. Yeah, athlete though. He can get that anyway.
I don't think he's like at the top of at the top of the food chain like she is when it comes to like on. I don't know who he is. I don't think he's at the top as far as she is on the women's side.
Yeah,
So
no, he's not that.
there's a little difference when it comes to like the notoriety. So
Yeah. But I think
so
as
he
just
look at
being a
her,
regular athlete.
he see her as the prize, and sometimes some guys willing to go through hell or high water just to keep the woman in their life, regardless of how she treats them. He'll at some point he'll wake up and then he'll go about his business.
So let's put that in reverse, right? Because I honestly think yes, one portion of it is the sex for sure, but on the flip side, I honestly think it's that money, bro. You don't think the money plays a factor?
Yeah, she probably breaking him off some of that money. I don't know what he gets as far as sponsorship and stuff like that. But
yeah, I don't know anything
that definitely
about him.
play a money. That would play a role.
Yeah, but that's so. What the question that it asks, the question asks, do we need to do more to protect Black men from situations like this? What do you say to that? That's the question on the video.
I think he needs to protect himself first of all. How am I going to be sitting in the stands telling this man like how to play the game? It's up to him. Like he obviously he wasn't given all the tools in life. Sometimes like as a parent, you can give your kids all the tools and tell them what to look out for, but it's like I said earlier, it's hard to overcome. Like when a guy start having sex with a woman, even on the girl side, like parent can tell that child any and everything, they won't listen. You can you can tell a young lady, hey, don't be with no guy that hits on you, and you see it all the time. Like these young ladies were told not to date a guy who's gonna beat on you, but they stay. That is just a tough situation. He has to make that decision, stand up, be a man, and roll out, leave her. I mean, what can I do? Tell him to leave? He's a grown man. I can't make him leave. Only thing I can do is, hey man, you should just leave now. That's it.
What would you think if he reacted?
After seeing that video, I would, depending upon his level of aggression, if he hauled off, and hit her, I would be like, no, that's whack. Like if he pushed her back, like yo,
Gave her
get
that
away
Ray
from me.
Rice. Ray
That
Rice
that's too
ass.
far. That's going too far. That's going too far. But if you gave her a nice little push, like get away from me, like I'll be okay with that.
So, Jay, what you think? The question on the original video said, do we need to do more to protect Black men from situations like this? What do you think?
I don't think it's just particularly Black men. I think it's men in general, right? I think we're kind of raised not to. A lot of times, not even to defend ourselves against, violence from women. That's a pretty common occurrence. It happens more so than people even want to believe. I think that a lot of times these instances aren't really. Can y'all hear me? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I just made you primary since you're talking.
Okay. But a lot of times these instances aren't really reported, right? So a lot of men would just kind of go through these domestic violence issues and don't say anything about it. So I think men are gonna have to like be humble said, you're gonna have to as soon as a person put their hands on you and knowing that it's a woman, uh you probably should leave them. That's the only way I can see going about it is leaving that person. Like as soon as they put their hands on you, like that's it. But a lot of times once you start, copulating with a person, you you get kind of tangled up in their web and you allow and first and it has to be a build up, right? So it's a build up before that woman starts putting her hand. She, day one, she's just not gonna knock the shit out you, right? So it might come on down. First, it's gonna be levels of disrespect, how she talks to you, and so on and so forth. And you have to monitor that, right? So you would have just like she would probably, monitor how you would talk to her. You Because if you don't check it through the door, then it's going to lead to more. And that's usually what happens. So she's been talking crazy to him and hitting on him for a long time. And this is, it sounds funny, but, and a lot of times this is how, you know, situations like this, men and women, um, where somebody end up severely hurt or somebody end up maybe murdered. So, it's best to check domestic violence before it even happens.
Let me share this quick story with y'all, right? So when I
Uh-oh.
used to live in California, I had a young lady that was similar to this, right? And
Mexican.
no,
Was she white?
No.
That's why you got up out of there.
No. So like I said, I'm a laid back dude, and I kept telling her, like, quit playing me like that, right? So one night, when I started an argument, then like, oh, I'm gonna get a knife and stab you. I'm like, all right, now pull out a knife on me. All bets are off. I'm just telling you right now. I sat there and she went and grabbed. All I can say, I turned her into a human mop. She sat down after I finished, like she wanted to listen to me speak. And I'm like, now you're gonna listen to me speak? Like, it was weird that's how she responded after I handled my business like that. Like, I guess that's what she was looking for the whole time, for me to get aggressive with her. She sat down there, listened what I had, like she was willing to listen at that point, which was crazy. That's just how some people are programmed. I guess she saw that in a household where mom and dad fought a lot, and that she thought that was just how things are supposed to be, I guess.
Was she from Watts?
Nah, she was from Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay.
This guy, wow. But I got a story of the girl I dated from Compton. That was wild too.
Yeah, no Cali girls, they got hands, don't they?
Well, I wouldn't know. Like I said, if you carry yourself a certain way, most females, regardless of their background, won't try you.
Saying he didn't carry himself in a way that would make her believe that he's a threat to her.
Yeah, I feel as though yes, and I feel as though she feels as though she's the top dog in that relationship.
So according to the question, according to the question, it said we need to. What did it say? Hold on, let me pull it back up. Do we need to do more to protect Black men from situations like this? I think I agree with what Be Humble was saying as far as what can I do? Like, how do you protect somebody from a situation that they're clearly voluntarily participating in? And then, like I said earlier, too, he gonna be right back with her. A lot of the times, people that go through this situation go right back with the person that they're complaining about or that they have these situations with. Like, what are you gonna make a program about it? You can make a program, but the person has to want to participate in the program. Yeah. So they have to want to do something. But I think in these situations, a lot of women or a lot of people, a lot of women do this because they know that, or at least they have a belief that they're not going to face real consequences from it. Because a lot of women do hit men. Domestic violence from women to men is a lot more prevalent than we like to admit, or maybe that we know. But women don't really get in trouble for doing stuff like this. So what are they going to do? She's going to get handcuffs, maybe get in the system. They take her information down. She's going to be right out a few hours later. However, if this was Buddy, or if this was a man, he'd be facing some jail time or some sort of fines or something, some repercussions for this. So, but last thing about this, Sha'Carri, I got to pronounce that right. She posted an apology video.
Hey y'all, it's Sha'Carri, and more than anything, definitely a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation, but somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well is something that holding myself accountable. I see myself, I'm taking this time to not only see myself, but get myself a certain level of help that overall is going to reflect who I truly am in my heart and my spirit, and not allowing this moment, but accepting this moment to be more. And so my only thing is I want to be more, not even just for myself, for my family, for my fans, and overly appreciate y'all supporting me and showing up and even holding me accountable to being my best self. So more than anything, I refuse to my family, for my fans, and overly appreciate y'all supporting me and showing up and even holding me accountable to being my best self. So more than anything, I refuse to run away. But not refuse to run, but I refuse to run away, but face everything that comes to me head on, because everything on the other side is greater, but you got to go through in order to get there. So I'm Shakari, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and one love, much love, and y'all be blessed.
Okay. I don't even know what you're talking about, but that's what's
Just
up.
like Cultivate said, not even an apology. Do you think, in quick question, do you think if something happens in public that it should be, if somebody does something, let's just say bad to somebody in public, should the response to that be in private, or should it the same to the response to that be in public as well? Terrible. I phrased the question terribly. Basically, Shakari did this in public. Should she apologize to him in private, or should she apologize to him in public?
Public. You should apologize to him in public. Or say I
You,
did apologize. I did apologize to him. She could have just said that.
but you didn't hear an actual apology in that video, right?
Right, no. But I'm just saying she could have just said, I did apologize to him, just to kind of let us know.
Be
But
humble. What you think?
It should be in public. If it happens in public, yeah, the apology should be in public.
Much agreed. Much agreed. Because no, you ain't about to do something like that to me in public, embarrass me in front of the world, and then not even apologize on a pre-recorded video. Nah, you could even say that she didn't even say that what she did was wrong.
right.
She didn't even say nothing about keeping your hands to yourself. This type of, I don't want to say violence, but these types of actions are not acceptable. She didn't say none of that. She just, that's the problem. Women don't get held accountable in any way for these types of things, so they don't take it seriously. They think that they can do whatever they want. So me, I'm just thinking, what if he body slammed her? What if? Because clearly it's one thing to body check me, but you start hitting me in my face. He handled it. I believe that he handled it much better than I would have. But okay, this is another thing. Let's see. This is another thing Jay Everyday sent us. Thank you guys for kicking it with us. Share this with your friends and let them know that your favorite After Church podcast is live. Let's see. Oh, wait, I thought I brought it up. Hold up. Oh, here it is. Let's see what it's talking about.
I told you, Keon. I told you.
Hurry up and do the damn review. Bro. Do the damn review. Hurry up. Do the review. Just do the review.
I swear to God, I know you said, God said,
do the damn review. Hurry up.
And don't disrespect your mom. If you disrespect your mom, days will be short, mom.
If you disrespect me, you gonna get messed up. You think this chocolate going all over your goddamn head.
All right. So well, let me pull it back up real quick.
Yeah, read some of the comments. I can't see them. So.
It said these two twins are depressed beyond belief when their mom suddenly poured cold, windy frosty on them. So it's from Angry Man. Shout out to Angry Man.
Shout out.
First person says, respect, bro, for controlling his temper and remembering God. When a mother's jealous of her own children, be aware. Why is she doing that? What is wrong with her? She lucky the one in the hoodie was there because the other son was ready for action. Ejectocito, cuz facts. It's perfectly okay to kick a parent out of the car and your life. Okay, remembering God in moments of anger is a crazy flex. Sheesh. All right, so
what I wanted to say.
Cultivate said WWF. And also said fake video. I agree, but go ahead, Jay. You sent that to us.
You think it's fake?
I think it's fake.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. It just I don't know. It just seems staged. I don't have a particular reason. It just seemed like it's staged. That's all I can really say.
I mean, it could be. I mean, it's very well the internet, but it kind of goes to show, because I've seen situations where you have, it's not to attack black women or anything, but this kind of goes with the video from before, that we have these women running around the community that's really unhinged. Like, I've seen kind of assault, women will put on their children, on their boys in particular, right? So if you get, let's call this abuse, right? So if you get this type of abuse from your mother, right, and she's just putting the cold frosties or whatever, but ain't no telling them like how she actually talked to him. She may curse him out, she may hit him, and then you get with those Sha'Carri Richardson. Later on in life, you expect that type of abuse. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you're desensitized to how bad it is.
Yeah,
absolutely, and I know for sure, because even though I was thinking that it's fake, I was thinking that somebody out there is really dealing with this.
Yeah,
and somebody out there is for sure getting frosties poured on them, food thrown at them, getting I don't know if y'all seen the movie Precious, but you never seen it. Be humble.
No, that's a Tyler Perry movie.
No,
Lee Daniels, I think.
No, I don't like watching I never seen what's his name. Set It Off. I don't watch movies that's depressing, man. Those movies that's depressing.
Set It Off is classic. Classic.
Depressing
You ever see Color Purple? I've never seen Color Purple.
Yeah,
I don't know. But hold on, so you never seen Set It Off, but you seen Color Purple?
Color Purple came out when I was a lot younger. Set It Off was when I was. That's in the night. That's when I was like a teenager at that point.
You saw Menace to Society?
Yeah.
That's not depressing.
Nah, man, that's a classic dope movie. I love it.
Boys Good.
That's a good movie right there. Yeah.
It's not depressing.
No, not at all, man. That's real right there. I mean, because who wants to see about rape and stuff like that, man? Nobody wants to see grapes. I'm not with that, man.
So Set It Off was depressing?
Yeah.
What part? The
Once
part where Jada Pinkett had to get the money?
Yeah.
Okay.
After that part, the movie just after that, I just gotta turn it off. There, that's too much, man.
Yeah. I'm sure Will Smith turned it off too.
That's wild. Be humble.
Yeah, I never watched that movie in length. After pretty much after her brother dies. That's it, man. Yeah, as far as I ever went.
It's like 3 minutes into the movie.
Depressing, man.
I need that money, Nate.
Well, you say you ain't getting nothing to you. I'm finished.
That's it. Wow. I knew there was somebody out there that hasn't watched it, but I didn't know if I would actually meet him.
Yeah.
We got to be humble on the Black movie test now.
What about higher learning? Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, I've seen higher learning.
So you see, just set it off was just like, nah, I can't deal with Jada Pinkett being in this entanglement.
And then you had Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
That was her coming out party.
Yeah, she was doing her thing.
Her best movies.
Actually, it was.
She killed the role. Even if whether it was coming out thing or not, I think she killed the role. But yeah, man, actually, you know what? It was Lee Daniels that directed Precious, by the way. But yeah, the whole it's not.
Yo, Mike. The mic is breaking up. But Lee Daniels is like a broke Tyler Perry.
What's good?
Yo, what up, Skeet? Still can't hear you. It's like we can hear you, but it's like a muffled,
I can't even.
Nope. Whatever you was doing, like at first it was good. I mean, we was talking 50 minutes straight. I think you adjusted something and then you got to shorten something. It was like coming in and out.
Yeah, it's like real low.
Yeah. It's like you got wired headphones in and one of them got a short in it. Why don't you come back? Because you come back in and won't end the live. Would it end the live? Nah, bro, I'm not going lots. I'm just I don't know what the fuck. No.
Are you using your AirPods for the mic?
Try the earpods.
Mic check.
Yeah, you hear you.
There you go.
I was hitting the wrong button.
All right. 2 minutes straight, you hitting the wrong button.
DHPX said you look like Abraham.
Hey, Abraham was black, man. He was a quadroon.
Let's see. I'm curious now. I'm curious about it because I was gonna try to look up, but I don't think I'll find it quickly. Domestic violence rates from women to men. Like, what's the percentage of that? Let me see. Percentage.
I'm not even sure if it'd be accurate though. Like, right?
Yeah, a lot of guys.
If the guys, because guys kind of not gonna report that.
There it is. I was wondering if the stat that I saw before was still the same. Let's see. Right here. According to the CDC, which is questionable these days, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men will experience physical violence by their intimate partner at some point during their lifetimes. About 1 in 3 women and nearly 1 in 6 men experience some form of sexual violence during their lifetime.
Yeah, I would venture that those numbers is a lot closer. Like 1 in 4 men, 1 in 4 women, 1 in 4 women, 1 in 5 men. I would venture. I bet you it's closer than 1 in 7.
You think so?
Yes. Yes.
I wouldn't doubt it either.
Even SA, even you know, something as far as like SA, like, you know what I mean? I think that as well, especially like teenage boys, you know, dealing with maybe high school teachers and older women in the community or whatever. Like that's not looked at upon as SA, but it really is. You know, we kind of, you know, we don't look at it like that, but that's what it is. You know, so
I just saw a story today. I was getting ready for the live stream about another teacher, another female teacher mess around with one of the students. Another one. So, and that's another part of the problem with why, you know, mothers that do the same thing the mother did in the video, and then why women like Sha'Carri Richardson, they feel comfortable doing what they do, because we guys, like, even in the video with Sha'Carri, Buddy was just walking around, like walking away from her. He wasn't trying to go to the police like a woman would if the situation were in reverse. And that translates into multiple different guys and their experiences with domestic violence with women. Whatever the case, we just don't tell. And then on top of that, you know, we hear guys tell, well, I hear guys, I don't know if you guys hear it, but I hear men telling stories where they call the police about the woman, and then the police come and arrest him. I don't know if y'all heard stories about that before. I don't know if y'all seen it somewhere, but it's just not taken seriously on multiple different fronts when it comes to men. And I don't know. I don't really know what could possibly happen. Of course, we could say change the laws. Of course, we could say call the police more or something like that. But I think that would have to, in order for that to change, in order for it to be taken more seriously, maybe men have to take it more seriously and not accept it. Because like we were talking with the Sha'Carri Richardson situation, be humble, and I don't disagree, so don't think I'm disagreeing with you. But he said, you know, bow face and walk away. Well, now she's going to eventually exhibit those same habits with the new man.
That won't be your problem. If she does it with another guy, that's not your problem.
You're right. Unless
that new guy approaches you and be like, "Hey, you know, how was things with you?" At that point, then you have some involvement. But other than that, if you leave her, that's the next man's problem, not yours.
And right, and I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, at what point does she face true consequences? Because just like there's a man that could come out and, you know, change her and you know, change the way she behaves, there's another man out there that's gonna react a different way.
Correct.
So I really don't know what could really change to fix this, to be honest. Something that's actually feasible, that's actually tangible. I don't know what could change.
You might need that different reaction. You know, whatever that is, you might need some of that, and you know, maybe that, you know, so, and some people like being in combative relationships. Some people like that back and forth, and you know, hating each other and cheating on each other. People like that, men and women. You know, just the volatile relationships. So, you know, it's whatever. But
yeah, some people.
No, I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that, you know, it's gonna be, men gotta put their egos to the side, like be humble with said, and you gotta leave, bro. You know, it doesn't necessarily, I mean, you save yourself from getting a domestic. Having a domestic is about as bad as being a felon. So you I mean, you might as well, because you gotta put that shit down on applications and stuff that may hinder you from moving in certain places. So or working with certain people. So instead of just dealing with somebody who can really fuck up your life, just go ahead and walk away, save your ego. Just like, sometimes being in an altercation with another man, right? This person may have a gun. You never know. So it's best. It's not cowardice, right? Now, if it has to go there, it has to go there. But a good chunk of this, these altercations, could be avoided. It's just that people, men, we decide not to put our egos to the side, and we go ahead with it, and it just should end up bad. Can't hear you.
Mic check.
There you go.
You guys got anything else on it before we move on to the next one?
Mm-mm.
Like, and you know what? Even more than that, with that situation, what if the child responded in the video, right? Because they got the camera set up, and that's part of the reason why I think it was a fake video, like Cultivate said. You got the camera set up, and the mama's pouring the food on them.
I think they're influencers.
What if he?
This is why they got the camera set up in the car. I think they do TikToks or whatever, but they're influencers online. So this is probably why they have the camera set up in the car.
Yeah, and I think it's I guess we live in it. Well, not I guess I know we live in a generation where everything, especially if you're an influencer, is content. But if you really took this seriously in the way that you should,
streamers.
Yeah, if you took this seriously as you should, being the child of the mother, then I don't think you would have put it online.
Well, if they were streaming, because that's why I ended with streamers. Like if they were streamers, somebody could have just been recording that.
Oh, you talk about live streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Yeah, man. It's wild. You just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so thank you guys for kicking with us. Thank you for hitting the like button. Share this with 2 friends. Let them know that your favorite after church podcast is live. We got Be Humble in on the live stream kicking it with us.
Shout out, salute to Be Humble.
So another one, Jay, I have these things pulled up. It's like when you have so many tabs open at the same time, you accidentally close the wrong one. Okay, give me a second. Sorry about that. I forgot to tell y'all, as far as one of the things that I did, how my week was, I went skating.
Oh yeah, where'd you go? Went to Fleetwood or over here
Fleetwood.
South? Okay. Yeah.
Because I have a strong desire to I'm sure y'all seen it at some point.
You have a strong desire, but keep going. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Well, what am I about to say?
Skating. What next? Badminton.
That's funny. They were playing that in the park yesterday. I seen some kids playing badminton. I thought that was dope.
Pickleball next for us spaces.
Pickleball.
No, I want to learn how to. I know y'all seen the videos of people like these people who are skilled at skating. They go around the rink and doing all these tricks and can skate backwards and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to learn how to do that.
You got to realize, skate spaces, you got 30-some-year-old bones, right? If you started out when you was younger, I used to skate when I was younger. I'm sure you did too, maybe because you said you went to a Markham skating rink or you just went to the little club. Okay. But you got older bones, man. Just know they don't heal as fast as when you were younger. Because you're gonna take some spills and some dives. But I'm not, discouraging you from doing it. I'm just saying.
For sure, absolutely.
Good form of exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. Shit, what? My lower back be fucked up.
All right, I found it. Okay, here we go. So this is something J Every Day sent us, and let me share my screen. All right. So it says instead of a new jail, Los Angeles built a shipping container housing complex for homeless residents. Okay, homeless. It said homeless residents. Okay.
Hey, DHPX said his birthday coming up. Well, happy birthday to y'all. To y'all, UN Spaces.
Yes, sir.
Y'all
My
got,
birthday is tomorrow. Our birthday is tomorrow. Me and David.
y'all gonna have a skate party? Gonna have some cake, some pizza? I'll come. I'll bring my kids.
He said, "No, just my birthday." All right. So it said the 6,400 square foot facility includes 232 housing units, as well as a commercial kitchen. Sheesh. Landscape courtyards, a dog park, and parking spots.
Yeah, so I just really wanted to know what you guys thought about this as far as you know what, you kind of gave me projects, like those were like the projects, but I thought it was a good way to utilize those shipping containers because I don't stay too far from a rail yard. And I always wonder like, damn, what they do with those shipping containers? Because they look like they be there all the like, they haven't moved in years.
Yeah,
And
they
they're
come
they're
one
stacked
way.
like,
They're
oh,
one
they come
way.
on.
Yep.
Okay.
From
And
China,
it's
they come from one way. That's it, and they're here.
That's what I'm
So
saying. They're stacked like
yeah,
100 feet high, and I'm like, dude, what
yep,
do y'all do with that? So I think that's a good way to recycle, give people a place to stay. A lot of homeless off the street. You don't have to give them actual, you know, um, the traditional brick and mortar play or not, but a place to stay, right? But just to utilize that, I think that's a pretty good idea. Especially LA. LA has and the whole West Coast in general. Last time I was out there, it just has a crazy homeless population.
yep.
Beyond
Just
what you
think,
think.
when I was in Iraq, we would
Hmm.
be two. It would be two of us in one of those containers, and we don't. There's no kitchen. Only thing you get is an AC. There's no window, so there's a door cut out for it. So you go in there, one side, one person, the other
Yeah,
side is yours, and there's an AC like mounted up there, and you get a light. So when you cut the light off, pitch black.
that's good sleep. That's good sleep.
Nah, not really, because you got horrible mattresses. The beds ain't worth nothing. Man, it was horrible.
What that was, well, I mean, we can't get y'all Sealy mattresses out there in Iraq, you know what I mean? But otherwise, like, do you think they're not just about the homeless? Do you think they're trying to have people like regular common people kind of think on the mind of, oh, you know what, I can give me a container for like $5,000 and give me a piece of land and you know what I mean?
Yep. I mean,
Do
you
you
already
think?
started with the tiny houses. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
the
ever seen
tiny
those tiny
houses.
houses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I those are pretty cool. I mean, I
Yeah.
wouldn't live in one because I got a lot of shoes, but you know what I'm saying. You got to be a real frugal motherfucker to stay in a tiny house.
Frugal. You gotta be frugal in a certain height for
Yeah,
those.
yeah,
Because
a
if you
certain
over a
height.
certain
Yeah,
height, yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
They look cool. Like so, I've watched a few not too long ago where if you were to go out like camping or something, and then they'll have it on like a campus or
Mhm.
campground or whatever. Those look pretty cool. But as far as just like everyday living, like hell no. Like I still like to be comfortable now. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
your mic space.
Spaces. I don't think he said anything.
Oh, okay. You're not talking space.
Good.
All right, there we go. Are you muting yourself?
No,
Oh,
I don't know why that keeps happening. Okay, so here we go. Here's an example. Because I've seen the tiny homes before.
See, $5,000, dog.
A brand new tiny house for under $10,000. Let's take a look inside. Before we do, notice that you have a nice wooden deck here. This is an amazing deal. Here you go, guys.
But you know what it also is? It's owning a tiny house is, to me, taking away an opportunity, unless you got land, but it's taking away the opportunity to own land. You know? Because obviously if you saving trying to you get a little $5,000 tiny house, you put it on some campground, you're gonna live in, get your septic tank or whatever hooked up to it. That's how you're gonna do it. But like it's kind of it's taking away the opportunity to actually own land to me. Your actual legit house on some land, on some property. Imagine a tornado coming through this bitch. It's a wrap.
It's me.
We were taking.
I'm just saying in general.
I took my son to we went to High Point University, and that was what they had for some of the upperclassmen on campus. They had tiny homes. Instead of like dorms, they just had tiny homes in the back where they could live.
Where's High Point?
North Carolina.
Okay.
That's where Fantasia from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that, I'm sure they could be prone to hurricanes. Like
probably.
It just seems like that's such a fucking mess. I don't know. Like now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of a good idea, but I don't know. This seems terrible. Yeah. I mean, to me, you want some shit more anchored down. I don't know how well they're anchored down. The tiny homes anchored down into the ground. If it is, I couldn't imagine it being anchored down too far.
Hey everyone, in this video we're touring an ultra tiny house. The Thistle has a lot of charm with a gable roof.
See, man, these people, these are the type of people, they own 2 pairs of socks, shit.
Roof and cedar shake siding and a cozy farmhouse style interior design.
Saying that.
It has a classic floor plan that manages to fit all the essentials onto a super compact 16-foot trailer. This is a beautiful build by Summit Tiny Homes in Vernon, BC, and we're excited to give you a full tour.
So she said the BC, so I'm assuming this, of course, is British Columbia. I can see that working on like the coast, like BC and Seattle and shit like that. All they get is crazy rain. Rain don't even really be that hard. But like on the East Coast, I really can't see that. I can't see that. East Coast, maybe in the mountains, some goddamn where or some shit, Can't hear you, Space.
Mike J.
There you go.
You good?
You're gonna have to say that every time you start talking, man. As soon as you play something else, you're gonna have to cannot be heard.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's because I'm playing a video and that messes it up somehow. But my question with the I don't necessarily have an issue with the turning the containers into the homes.
Yeah.
My question is funding. What does the funding look like?
California, I mean, they got it. Go up on the taxes. It's Cali, baby. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, like that's a social program, so the state does have money probably for that, for homeless.
Yeah.
So they're using some of the money, and like Jay was saying, like those they'll just sit there forever. Those containers are meant to just one-way ship, and that's it. And they're just gonna sit there. Might as well use them.
Hell yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's smart.
While a direct percentage isn't available in the provided search results, California has roughly 30% of the nation's total homeless population, but only about 12% of the overall U.S. population, indicating a disproportionately high rate of homelessness. The most recent point in time count showed nearly 186,000 unhoused people. Why do they say unhoused? Just say homeless. But in California in January 2024, a significant increase from previous years.
Because a house is not a home. That's why.
The homeless issue went up when Weinstein went to jail. He was giving people jobs. Those people ain't getting jobs no more. Remember, people would move to California. I'm gonna make it big in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Weinstein ain't out there to get him a job.
It's crazy. Instead of going down on taxes or just a lot of making it more affordable for people to live, like they like fuck it, we gonna put them in some containers. I find that just like the fuck. Like this is what we think about humans. Like we gonna go and stick them in some containers.
I mean, I think I mean if the containers are sitting there not doing nothing, so they can't be. And this is just me hypothetically speaking. They can't be melted down and used for something else.
I'm sure they could.
I don't know.
I'm sure they could.
Because I don't know what the process would be. I mean, I guess pick it up, take it, connect it to a truck, take it somewhere, melt it down, repurpose.
It seems like no, this is this whole idea. Even though I like it, because you are reusing the container. This is something I would think they would do in like Ukraine or some shit. Russia, like Eastern Bloc. Like this is something. Seems like something they would do. It doesn't seem very American.
Why not?
It's containers. I mean, at the end of the day, it's containers. We're known for building affordable homes and stuff like that for people, places for people to stay. So even though this is part of building, the whole idea of a container is, it may have a negative connotation or some type of negativity behind it.
I'm looking at the comments. People in the comments on the let's see. People in the comments love it.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree, it's a. I mean, it looks nice. It's a good idea, but like I said, instead of maybe making California a bit more affordable for people to live, it's like fuck it, we're gonna stick people in containers.
And that's another part of it that I'm thinking about. Is like, I don't know, because it said in the. Oh, let me pull it back up.
So somebody's paying for this. So. And then there's gonna have to be upkeep and.
Yeah, it says the Hilda S. Solis Care First Village is a hybrid facility that offers both permanent and temporary housing to people experiencing homelessness in Los Angeles. How does that? Okay, now I'm just curious about how this process would possibly work. Because you have temporary and permanent section. This is like temporary as in like I don't know how this process will work. Because in my mind, if I know somebody who lived in an apartment, they were paying for their rent in full, but their neighbor was on Section 8.
But how much was their neighbor paying?
Huh?
How much was their neighbor paying?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they knew.
Right, and that becomes kind of the issue when people say Section 8, right? As if so we get this idea that people are paying like $5 a month. Are there people paying $5 a month? Sure, there's people paying $5 a month. If you're working, right, it kind of adjusts with however much you know what I mean. It adjusts with however much you're getting paid. So it's not so they may pay upwards of 80% of their rent. So if the rent is $1,000, right? So the person that their rent is $1,000. That person next door is paying $800, right? So they're being helped out with $200. Most of New York most of the people in New York, right, who aren't millionaires are on fucking Section 8. And they are. I mean, they don't live in the. If you look, they live in like the projects. They don't live in the best looking spots. Section 8, bro.
Yeah, I just in regards to this program, like if it works, how like I just explained, like how does that work? Like if I'm a permanent resident,
Mhm.
what will my rent be versus this temporary resident? You see what I'm
I
saying?
think. I mean, a temporary resident, from what I would think, is a person who just really, they just need something to help them get on their feet, right? But then you have probably a chronic or habitual. I don't want to. Both of them sound bad, but a person who's always going to be homeless. Like they may not have any family, and so on and so forth, or whatever. And their rent, I'm assuming either one probably isn't that much. They may not pay. They may not even pay on the level of a person who's on Section 8, right? I couldn't imagine like they're homeless.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, how is a homeless person gonna get on their feet? I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, like,
No, I'm
how's
talking
a
about a person, not the permanent homeless people. I'm just talking about people who are. Some people kind of transition. They get on, they fall on hard times, and then they're able to get themselves up out of there. So they're not going to use that as a permanent place to stay, right? So sometimes maybe like Be Humble said, right? They was looking for Harvey Weinstein to get him a job. Harvey went to jail, or Harvey, you know what I'm saying? Harvey did what Harvey did, and then damn, I'm kind of in hard times. Found me a place to stay, and then they got them a real job, and started doing real work and then got up out of there. Sometimes people have children and, maybe they get evicted from the house from where they were or whatever, or they got put out of maybe a family member's house or even maybe a fire, right? So those people are still considered homeless, a fire, right? So then they'll move into that and then, whatever transpire after that, then they get up out of there. Yeah. So it's I'm sure multiple different situations. So I wouldn't, if I'm a person in need, I wouldn't really worry about how much somebody else's rent is. Especially if you're a permanent homeless person. You're a permanent homeless person. You shouldn't worry about how much somebody else's rent is because like your shit is already on the discount. So,
yeah. All right, you guys got anything more on that? Be Humble, you got anything else you want to add?
Nope,
No,
nope, nope.
I do think it's a good idea though. I mean, at the end of the day, I think overall it's a good idea. It's something I always wondered whatever they're going to do with these containers. Um, and it'd be interesting to see where else they decide to put them up. As far as other states, uh, um, how how do you maintain these things? As far as like, do you have people coming in checking in? You know, fuck, we got to. I mean, because they are homeless ultimately, so you got to probably check in on them pretty often. As far as drug usage and shit like that. We don't want to turn these shits into a slum. Right. So you do have to hire outside people to come in and make sure that, hey, this is an everyday check where I got to come through and scan the room, to make sure you don't have syringes and shit laying around. And because, a lot of homeless people, not every homeless person do drugs, but a good chunk of them do. This is how you end up homeless. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious to see in the long run how that works out, but it does seem like it's a strategy, at least somebody's trying to put effort to try to curtail this homeless situation.
Yeah, thinking outside the box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the box.
Outside the box.
No pun intended.
Yeah, because that's one thing I was thinking about. I was trying to veer my thoughts to other places, but I was thinking crime and drug use.
Mm-hmm.
Like how, and you make a good point with like having regular checks.
Yeah.
To how I don't know.
And you gonna let them have pets? Like
a lot of homeless people have pets.
Right, no pets. You can't let you have no pet, man. I'm sorry. No service animals, none of that. You know what I mean? You want service, take them out to the street, man. Y'all go kick it and shit like that. But yeah, a lot of homeless people do have pets. It's crazy.
Crazy. All right. So thank you guys for kicking it with us. Share this with your friends. Let them know that your favorite After Church podcast is live. having some good conversation over here. Now, this is something that came across my. Actually, you know what? So let's go here. This is something that came across my purview. Where'd it go? All right. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but apparently some people were running license fraud, or like driver's license fraud in Kentucky. And a woman was a whistleblower and started talking about it, started telling people that this is happening, and her job fires her. Let's see. See my screen? Okay. Put us down there.
Someone who blew the whistle in deep red. You would think someone who blew the whistle in deep red Kentucky would be rewarded for identifying a scam that allowed illegals to get driver's licenses, forged documents, and cash
Yeah,
bribes.
it's really dangerous. But according to a Louisville DMV employee, she didn't get praised at all. In fact, she got fired from her job. Newsmax crime correspondent Jason Matera has the details for us this morning.
I want to clear my name, and I want my job back.
At a Louisville DMV, the place meant to vet safe and legal drivers, some clerks were instead allegedly making money in a dangerous side hustle.
Undocumented workers would come in to the office. They would be bypassed without even taking a permit test or taking a work test. They would then be paid under the table. They would be paid $200 a person.
Melissa Mormon, a 3-year employee working at the NIA Center branch, says illegals would walk in with fake birth certificates, social security cards, and utility bills. 2 co-workers, according to Mormon, would then give them the fast pass treatment. No lines, no tests, just licenses for cash.
My ID was being used in order to pin me into this game.
Her whistleblower letter, dated October 29th, 2024, warned management that her employee credentials were being used, even when she wasn't at work. Investigators later said that her ID popped up in more than 2,000 shady transactions.
They actually took my phone and looked through all my messages. They looked through my Cash App. They looked through my Zelle, just to prove they know I didn't wasn't involved in any of this business picture.
Mormon says she turned over everything to clear her name, but after getting grilled 3 times in just one day, she was fired over the phone.
I want to clear my name. I want to let people know out there that I wasn't involved in any type of legal activity.
Her attorney, Gary Adams, calls it textbook retaliation for exposing fraud and abuse of authority, and he's suing under Kentucky's Whistleblower Act.
As soon as she tells them everything she knows, she gives them everything she can to exonerate herself, she gets fired.
But instead of clearing her name, Melissa Mormon says she got branded the culprit.
Why was this pinned on me for something that I didn't do?
Mark Charlo, we did reach out to the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet to respond to these serious allegations, and they did acknowledge that there were at least 1,900 what they called irregularities, and those licenses were revoked. But they did push back on Mormon's claims. They said that she was a temporary employee and that they're flatly denying her allegations. They wouldn't elaborate any further, saying that this was an open criminal investigation involving various state and federal agencies.
I like the phrase irregularities. 1,900 of them.
Yeah, not good, especially if you're driving through Kentucky anytime soon.
Maybe that explains our Earth Cam problem that we've seen.
Yes.
Yes. All right, Jason Matera, thank you.
Newsmax.
All right. What's with that?
Nah, sometimes, man, you gotta mind your own business, man. Just mind your own and just do your job.
You know what though? If you could Google real quick, and I'm not sure if we talked about it last week, but if you all are familiar with the it was a truck driver who did an illegal U-turn on the Florida Turnpike, I-95, I believe, causing might not be I-95, but he did an illegal U-turn, right? Did an illegal U-turn, killing 3 people, resulting in the deaths of 3 people, right? Spaces, can you pull up the video if you can? But if you can't, the whole thing is this guy, number one, he's illegal. Number 2, he got his license was actually issued out in Washington State. And then I think the state of California issued him a temporary, something like a temporary CDL as well. So he didn't, I guess when he went through a weight station, because all these things are being recorded, um, they didn't check his documentation as far as that. They didn't give him an English proficiency test either. So not only is this guy out here riding with basically a bogus CDL, he doesn't even know how to speak the language, right? So we have a lot of illegals or people in general who aren't passing the proper tests, who aren't going through the proper channels in order to get a license. And they're causing a lot of people to die out here. Now, I get it. Americans kill people as well on the roads. However, right, they go through the channels as far as going to get their license. So it looks even worse, especially when we're having an immigration problem. And then people can point to see these people are over here doing X, Y, and Z. You know, they're going through and I'm not sure spaces if you were around at the time, but Melrose Park, the Illinois DMV, Melrose Park, they used to give out trucking. They used to do the tests for trucking CDLs, right? And they also were a part of a scandal where a person got killed and it showed that they got their CDL from Melrose Park. This was probably some 25 years ago. But so this is a consistent thing. I personally know people that work for the DMV, and to me, what they would basically say is just a way for the state really to make money. It's all revenue, right? So they really don't care, even like when it comes to just basic driving. I'm talking about regular Americans, right? Even when it comes to basic driving, a lot of people don't know how to do certain things. They don't know how to read the road and so on and so forth. Like America has some of the worst drivers in the world. But not to go off on a tangent, I just wanted you to play that other video of this trucking guy and look at his reaction too.
Video circulating online shows the shocking view from inside a semi as a minivan slams into the trailer and wedges underneath. Troopers say that driver, 28-year-old Harjinder Singh, had just made an illegal U-turn, cutting across the Florida Turnpike in Fort Pierce last Tuesday. The move left his big rig blocking all northbound lanes. The minivan had no time to brake. All 3 people inside from Broward and Miami-Dade counties were killed. Singh is now charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide. He's being held in the St. Lucie County Jail with an ICE detainer, meaning he'll be deported after his criminal case. Federal records show Singh entered the U.S. illegally through the southern border in 2018. Records also show he got his commercial license in California. Under a law called AB 60, passed in 2013, undocumented immigrants can apply for driver's license, even commercial ones. The state argues it's safer to have everyone licensed, tested, and insured. Florida's highway safety director called Singh's actions, quote, shocking and criminal. And longtime trucker Grant Maxey says industry standards need a closer look.
It's been a big problem in the last 5 to 8 years with it. It really is. There's a lot more people that are holding CDLs that cannot speak or read English.
The Department of Homeland Security told CBS 12 News it filed the detainer to keep Singh in custody, blaming California's leadership and licensing policy for putting him behind the wheel in the first place.
Oh yeah, he got his license he got a temporary license from California, but he got the initial license from the state of Washington. So if you look at the guy's face when he after the vehicle impacted into the trailer, he didn't have any like, oh shit, look what I did. You know what I mean? He didn't have any remorse, nothing. He just backs the trailer up and whatever. And this isn't this guy's actually first incident, right? He had an incident probably within the past 10 years where he now trucks weigh upwards of 80,000 pounds when full. And he went over a bridge that was only meant for 6 tons. Okay. So you got a 40-ton vehicle and you took it over a bridge that was only meant for 6 tons. And you ended up, trucking the water. I mean, this is what I don't know. Maybe some hands is being, rubbed in the back or whatever. Somebody's getting paid. And definitely somebody's getting paid for this shit. Mic check. Place.
Changed it. I you hear me?
Yeah.
Be humble with
I think they need to do some policy changes. Like if a person gets these people get a license, they got to wait so long before they can be eligible for like a CDL or something like that. Because, man, I didn't know all this was going on. This is something new to me that I just found out about. But I think they need to change some of these rules and policies they got going. I understand they want to get people out there working, but there's other jobs that can be done.
What do you think about his reaction to the collision?
It was obvious like he could have cared less about the person that just ran at him.
He
It
had
didn't
that
face
niggas
him
that
none.
every day beat. He
It
had that
didn't
niggas that every day beat things like for real. Like they do this in my home country. They die.
Wait, people in America die too?
Right. So
yeah, when it comes to, because we actually had a conversation about this.
Was that car speeding?
well, we don't know. We don't know. But anytime you take the U-turn, no U-turn sign on the expressway, like that's only for emergency vehicles only. So if there's a collision after that, that could be upwards of a felony for anybody. So, and it's the expressway or highway or whatever. So, speed limits is going to be like 70, 60, at least 65 to 75 miles an hour. The people very well could have been on their phone. But judging from how he turned the vehicle, like it kind of looks like you wouldn't have any time to stop anywhere.
Yeah, because he started making his left, what looked like a left turn from the right lane.
Yeah.
So, and then it wasn't looking like when you making a U-turn or when you're trying to get it, any period, you look to see if somebody's around you.
Yeah.
Period. Regardless of what kind of vehicle you drive.
Yeah.
You look. To me, hold on, let me pull the video back up because it looked like he barely gave any reference to his surroundings.
And it's an ego thing as well, right? How difficult is it to, I missed my exit. Let me go down, even if it's 5 fucking miles down. Let me go down. I'm driving an 80,000, pound vehicle. Let me go down to the next exit and turn around down there. It is what it is. It's not going to, you're not wasting that much fuel. Shit, the shits don't get too good of a fuel mileage anyway. It's like 6 miles a gallon, right? So, dude, just go down there, waste another gallon of fuel and save some lives. And that goes even for the regular motorists out here on the street. I get so many people that cut me off, or you're supposed to be in a lane, and I'm talking about traffic is flowing, right? So it's not like it's backed up full of traffic. Traffic's moving. It's like fairly light traffic, and you hop from the far left lane to make an exit. You're a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? Space, is you smoking weed?
No.
What is going on?
His computer on fire.
It's my incense.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what the fuck. I blinked and it was like coming out. Oh, wait, you smoking weed?
No, man. Yeah, we had a conversation a while ago about I forget what state it was, but they're cracking down on making it a requirement. Let me move this. A requirement for people to be able to read and write English before they can get their license.
Yeah.
And people were arguing, Americans were arguing against that. These people need to work. They need the money. We need, and even businesses that need the employees. They were saying, yeah, it's gonna be more difficult to find employees, or that's gonna hurt my business because now my employee has to go take this literacy test, and if they don't pass, then whatever. Then companies were saying one of the things they didn't say this, but it's implied to me. They don't want to pay Americans American wages.
Mhm.
They want to capitalize on cheap labor. Because if you're a truck driver, on average, from what I've seen, your salary, your pay is like 30, 35 an hour. If it's structured in that way. If it's not structured in the way of like you get so much money per mile.
Mhm.
And these companies can get away. I don't know how they do it, but they can get away with saying instead of paying an American 30, 35 an hour, I'll pay this illegal 22 an hour.
If that.
What do you say, Jay?
I said if that.
Oh,
yeah. We don't know how much these guys are getting paid, and that's another issue. And then you have what you call broker companies, which kind of brokers the deal between the truck driver. If you're an independent contractor, like you got own your own trucking company or own your own truck, your own rig, you kind of got to go through a broker a lot of times to figure out where your next load is going to be, and a lot of those are foreign owned too, right? So those are got Polish and Indian and whatever else is out there. I mean, so it's a lot of different loopholes and stuff you gotta go through.
Then
Jump through.
Let me see. Like you can see
Video circulating online shows the shocking.
You see where he is in the street.
Yeah.
he didn't even look. He's looking on the other end, the traffic that he's going to be into. He's not looking at the traffic that he's in.
All right.
Video circulating online shows the shocking view from inside a semi.
Hey, bro, what the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck is that, bro? And then when he backs I just wanted to punch him. I just wanted to just come through the screen and just even the guy sitting next to him here, more like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He got hit, didn't move, no nothing.
As a minivan slams into the trailer and wedges underneath. Troopers say that driver, 28-year-old.
Yeah, man, it's wild. But as far as the lady in Kentucky getting fired, so she was accused of being the person that was doing the selling of the illegal selling of the licenses.
All right. So how did they get her credential?
That's a good. Yeah.
I'm curious on how, and then at what point did you get you caught wind at 2,000 sales? Like, you know what I'm saying? 2,000 people. Like, when did you catch wind of this?
That's a good point.
Whatever part she had to be involved at some part of this situation, because like you said, they had her credentials. She was done. She toast. She's the fall guy. Like, regardless if she got involved with somebody else over here, and they're like, we don't use your credentials. Obviously, she must have agreed to it. She was thinking she was smarter, like, oh, I'm not at work at these times, it's being used. I can get away with it, but that's your credentials.
Yeah,
no
how
one
they
should
get
use
your
your
shit?
credentials. Yeah.
How they get your shit, bro? Like, and then again, I just want to know, did they ever state in the video how did she find out? Okay.
But no, I had two questions with that. What do you think about it? And she said in the video that she wants her job back. So let's just say
she lives in Kentucky. Not too many jobs in Kentucky. Be real.
For the sake of this conversation, let's just say that this is true, and somehow, some way, somebody got a hold of her credentials, and it is fully. She had nothing to do with it.
Mm.
If it was you and this happened to you, would you want your job back?
No, I'm a sue. I'm a sue. I'm pretty sure whatever comes out with the suit, shit, I'm gonna be way better off than, working at that job. And I'd probably relocate.
Yeah. What about you, Bioma?
No, I wouldn't want my job back. The way they did her at this point, like I had nothing to do with it. No, I don't want to go back to that type of situation. I'm gonna sue them and go get a job at Walmart.
Yeah. And
But
it's
yeah,
not really
jobs
a
is probably hard to.
whistleblower.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's not really, to me, it's not really a whistleblower situation. Like, that's your credentials. A
Yeah.
whistleblower is like, if I found out somebody else was doing this shit, or this is
Mhm.
what the fuck that's going on and I noticed, and then I tell somebody, to me, that's whistleblowing.
Mm-hmm.
You got caught, now your shit got caught up in the mix, and now you want to try to save yourself.
And it seemed like they might have more than just that because they asked for a cash app and
Yeah.
other stuff. So there, it could be probably more evidence they have against her than just her credentials.
And then they say it's a pending criminal case. Didn't I hear that?
Yeah.
I thought I heard it's a pending criminal case. So never mind her lawsuit. It sounds like you got criminal charges against you. So I don't know. Maybe she was in there fucking on one of the managers. He told her a little scam we could run. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and that's these type of things happen all the time though, right? Even in jail, where you get some woman or whatever. Even the guys too. They be fucking with the people in jail, right? And they're like, what do you call the people? What do you call the people in not the security? What do you call those people? The police in jail? What
A correction officers.
Yeah, correction officers. So these guys become, they start fucking with the inmates.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're the ones who bring in the contraband and bring in the cell phones. And you know how much a cell phone goes for in jail? Like $1,500. A regular flip phone. $1,500. It's good money. Like these millionaires in jail. Crazy. Like, but anyway, it's interesting because people get themselves caught up, with doing outside transactions and stuff, thinking that nobody's watching it. And there's always somebody's watching it. It's kind of like you remember Mo Money with
Chris
Damon
Tucker.
Wayans? No,
Money,
with
more
Damon
money.
Wayans, yeah, Stacey Dash. And they was swipe. They was like, this was like the first time I've ever seen motherfuckers swipe credit cards. And they was swiping credit cards, and he was trying to get Stacey Dash or whatever. And then I guess his manager or the supervisor caught wind that, oh, okay, you guys, you've been swiping credit cards. I've been going out on nice dates and all that type of shit. I need you to now I really need you to start swiping, you know what I'm saying? We need these Porsches, we need these Hummers and all that other stuff. So it's always somebody watching and probably even more devious than you.
You gotta be humble.
I feel as though she was involved, man. Like to an extent, she was involved to an extent, and I don't know how she wants to play the victim, but she played a part in it, man. And she shouldn't want to go back to work there because I couldn't. I know I couldn't go back if I had nothing to do with it. And the way they treating her, it's like she's the scapegoat. That's where I couldn't go back. But at the end of the day, like these people are coming in with social security cards, birth certificates, what they say, address, stuff to show that bills. Somebody's helping these people.
Bigger than
So
you know,
before they
bro.
even get there, there's laws been broken before they even got to the DMV. So
Yeah.
they need to find out who was producing all these documents for them. And I bet you a lot of these companies have somebody to do that as well for them.
So the person that I know that work at the DMV, they said they got there's certain countries that at least in the state of Illinois that we always look out for. So it's a lot of those countries on the Eastern Bloc, Lithuania, Ukraine, Lithuania, Russia. These guys are always providing, you know, false information, just false documents and stuff like that. So that she says those are the things that those countries always come up as countries you have to look out for. Um, and then also she was saying that there's something, at least in Illinois, they do offer illegals temporary driver's license where they can go back and forth to go to work, which I just always thought it was strange. Like So that means we know. To me, the concept of being illegal is like you trying to want to stay in the shadows. You don't want people to know that you're here. And it's like going down to go get your driver's license. That means the state knows that you're here.
Yeah. So maybe there's some type of Illinois has an agreement with people from a certain country.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you got like a streamlined process. You can just basically like show up and get a driver's license of some sort.
Yeah. Down to Mexico. I'm sure it's Mexico normally, probably with Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mic check.
That's you know what?
Dang it.
Being in the military, that's the same thing. Like we don't need passports to go to every country.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I just have my I could have like a set of orders, my military ID, I can go to certain countries without a passport.
That's dope. That's dope.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be humble. Do you watch anime at all?
No.
Don't watch cartoons.
The reason why I ask because there's one called Full Metal Alchemist, and long story short, once you become an alchemist, that is your ID. The badge, I forget what they call it. But it's like a ID or a badge that they have, and that's their identification. They don't even need they don't need much identification outside of that. So you just reminded me of it when you said you don't need passports to go to every country. But it's a good one. That one's a real good one at Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood specifically. But no, I wouldn't want to go back to my job if I'm accused of something that I know for sure that I'm not doing. I don't know how these people got my credentials. I don't know how they how my name is attached to this whatsoever. And you're accusing me of doing something that I know for sure without question that I did not do. No way I'm going back. No way I'm going back. And if I do go back, I want promotion.
Whose state is that, Mitch McConnell?
Think so. Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm climbing up the ladder. You're gonna bring me back higher up on the ladder than where I was when I left.
Or give her a payout if she would retire.
Those
pay
are your two options.
Yeah, pay me for every year. Like say if I got 10 years left, pay me out to where I could retire.
$100,000 a year. Let's go.
And I get a greeter job at Walmart.
And get caught up in the scandal there. Letting people walk. Letting people walk out with shit under their cart, and then you get a kickback.
You don't got that water ain't on your receipt. Give me 4 bottles. Give me 4 bottles.
Give me 4 bottles of what? You know what's crazy? Because I used to work at Super Kmart long time ago, and I push carts, and so much shit people would leave under their cart. You know, obviously I would take it home.
What, you gonna chase after them?
Well, Super Kmart out of business. You know what I'm saying? I could be part of the reason why, but they did have. I had Pampers, didn't have no kids. You know what I'm saying? Pampers, water, detergent, anything that you can find. Like, yeah, Super Kmart, man, that was a lick.
So I got a quick story here. So this was I was stationed here in DC, and we had this officer. So like our work computers, you could take home with you.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless of where you log in from, you have to log in through our network still.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to use it's called a CAT card. It looks like an ID card. You plug it into the side of your computer, and you type in a certain pin, whatever your pin is, and you can log on your computer. Somebody was logging in this guy's work computer on porn sites.
Yeah.
So somehow I wound up. I had to be like a bailiff for his court hearing, and I'm just sitting there listening. Like he blamed everything on his son. How did your son get your CAT card, plug your CAT card in, and use your PIN number? How did he know your PIN number? What to use? He blamed everything on his son. I don't know if he had his son tied into it because some of the same websites was logged in at his son's, like on his son's computer at school. I don't know if had his son. That's how he was able to he got off. But I think
this was porn or
porn on his work computer. So it can be like the lady was saying her credentials. You have to use there's a special ID card you plug into your work computer, and there's a PIN number with that. And then he logged in, but he was claiming that his son got a hold of his cat card, his PIN number, and was porn on his work computer, and he was doing that at school too. I think he had his son like working, I got caught, log in school, but it was crazy.
It's crazy because now they have the NWS not safe or NSW not safe for work. Little icon pop up, and it's like, bro, you ain't supposed to be at work on work computers on porn, dog. Even at home, like, bro, why you that thirsty that you watching porn on the work computer?
We had a guy they caught him at work because everything pops up to where whoever's watching. They came into the office while he was still on the site. Like, yeah, you got issues. You got issues, man. If you can't go, like you're 8 hours at work.
Yeah, man, it's all right.
And he was at home. Where's your personal computer, man? Where's your cell phone?
That's terrible.
Wow, man. But so y'all think? Last question. Y'all think the lady was she was guilty and she was just getting a kickback?
I think it's some more extra to the story. You know what I mean? Because like you said, I don't know why you would want to go back to the job. The fuck is it? You know what I mean? This job just did you dirty. Why would you want to go back? And I felt like you're saying, I want to go back to the job to kind of prove to everybody I'm not lying. Like, that's one of the things that you're saying, but they're clearly saying, like, you're lying. Why would you want to go back to the job? So,
yeah, that's my thing. Yeah, it's like, why would you want to go back if you go ahead? I'm sorry.
No, and it's how did they get your credentials? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of different loopholes you gotta put in order to log into some DMV account. And then how all of a sudden who let you know that somebody was, using your account? Like, and why was yours the only one being used? Are you the only black? You know what I'm saying? Things I would ask, is this the only black person? It is Kentucky. So are you the only black person that work at this DMV? So are you being targeted? Right? Because sometimes things like that could be a factor, maybe race. But overall, I think maybe she did have something. She was,
Yeah, it don't look good for her.
all that fake crime, don't be fake crime, bro. Yeah, all that. Don't do that. You're doing too much.
So you in agreement with that? Be humble.
Definitely. Yeah, I believe she has something to do with it. Like, I don't get, why do you want to go back to this job that did you dirty? That part makes no sense unless like she really needs a job. But sue him. Like, if you 100% innocent, sue them. You probably can get more suing them than you would have made trying to work and retire there. Yeah, sue them, man. If you're innocent,
I just want my job back. All right.
Yeah.
I wonder how much he made stealing, whatever it is. Like what's the going rate for CDLs at the time, man? I think that in Illinois, when Melrose Park was doing it, like those people were getting like paid $3,500. I mean, that was about 25 years ago. So $3,500, it's pretty good money. You let 2,000 people come through.
Yeah.
But look, at the end of the day, I feel like she should have been anytime you log into anything, it shows your last activity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even with Facebook, it shows your footprint as far as and 2,000 people coming, to her or whatever, or people, however it was, they were using her credentials. I feel as though like you would have looked down and been like, oh well shit, I didn't log into my account on a fucking Sunday at 12:30 a.m. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You would know that. You know, anytime you log into your credit card information on your phone or anything, even at work, it'll let you know like the last time you did something, just so you can kind of be on track. So that's even if she didn't or wasn't a part of it, like she's kind of a problem, you know, because she wasn't looking after herself.
Yeah, or looking after her credentials, just letting
Hmm.
how did somebody get her credentials? And I do want to know, like they said, they checked her Venmo and her Cash App. Did they also have any transactions that matched up with those dates from her credentials being used?
Mhm.
They probably do. They probably match up. Some of them probably match up.
Yeah, and yeah, what's like how much?
Yeah.
Why you gotta why is it always somebody sending you $1,500? You know what I mean? It's just always $1,500. Like,
Yeah.
So 200 is kind of low. It's super low, not kind of low. 200 is super low for this. To commit this kind of crime and the blowback that could come from it, 200 is too low.
$200?
That's
Yeah.
what she was charging.
Yeah, that's what they said in the video.
Oh, she's way underbid, bro. Oh my goodness.
She was just
This is
starting off.
like,
Maybe she was just starting off. That's why.
well, she should have bumped it up a little bit. Like she had 2,000. I feel like, man, you like hit the achievement. Like you got a trophy. Like, bro, you know.
Yeah, it was
I'm like,
$200 per transaction. But okay. Thank you guys for kicking up. This is the final subject. Y'all got time? It's been
yeah, I
about
got some
15.
time. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we know that, right now Trump is focusing on getting the National Guard and getting the crime down in Washington, D.C. And apparently it's been working. There's been no real reports of, violent crime happening in D.C. since he's deployed the National Guard. So he said that his next,
He's going to Chicago next.
His next target is Chicago. So this is him talking about it.
Well, supposing we had a week ago when everybody was being killed and mugged and everything else, despite the phony numbers that were given out, that it was getting better. Brian, do you believe it was getting better or getting worse?
Oh, the crime was getting worse. I mean, I was robbed. It was getting worse.
Yeah. How did the other guy come out?
He came out with a briefcase, unfortunately. Robert 1, Brian 0.
No, but can you imagine you do this and then you start hearing that they had a 20-year reduction of crime? It's worse. It was worse during the Biden administration than anybody's ever imagined possible. And I guarantee you, he wouldn't be here if those numbers continued. But now we have total safety. We have total security. And for the border, in 3 months, 0 people. These are done by liberal people that do these charts. 0 people came through our border in the last 90 days. Can you believe it? 0. Last year, we had millions of people coming in. And they came in from the wrong locations. They came in, a lot of people that shouldn't be here. So now when we have this event in December, it's going to be very safe. Johnny, you can walk down the street with your beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Take her to dinner if you can get a reservation, which I doubt.
They're all full, the restaurants.
I know. They're all full. I heard that too. The restaurants aren't. The restaurants, since we are doing this, are doing great. And many new restaurants are going to open because, as you know, many closed. Many restaurants closed because the crime was so bad. This will be one of the safest places anywhere on earth. So, I really am honored that the National Guard has done such an incredible job working with the police. And we haven't had to bring in the regular military, which we're willing to do. We have to. And after we do this, we'll go to another location and we'll make it safe also. We're going to make our country very safe. We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this. And it won't even be tough. And the people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one, but they're wearing red hats. African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago. Please. I did great with the black vote, as you know, and they want something to happen. So I think Chicago will be our next, and then we'll help with New York, and we're going to help with, and I think a lot of these people that you see on television, they are, including the people in this audience, they'll say bad things about me, And then they'll say, thank God he's here, because half of them got mugged and they don't want to get mugged again. But they're, they work for they work for stupid people that are radical left, and they're made to do things and say things that they don't want to be saying. But the people right here are all happy because you're not going to be mugged in Washington, D.C. anymore.
There is a new.
Oh my God, he's hilarious. You know what? I think 'cause I'm not anti-Trump or anything. I think some of the shit that he do is cool. And then he say, some dumb shit. But we do have our be humble. He's in the DC area, so he could probably enlighten us a little bit more on what's going on in DC and how's that working out.
Well, first I want to say in May, he said with his own mouth, crime is down.
Mm-hmm.
And right before he came out and announced that he was going to deploy the National Guard, Patel came out and said crime was down. This was Patel came out and said minutes right before he came out, said crime was down.
So crime is down before he even deployed.
Minutes before Trump came up and said that.
I got something to that point as soon as you're done.
Which is I don't understand how did it in a matter of minutes, I guess crime just plummeted. Like just went downhill. But what's crazy, I work in DC. I don't see the National Guard where I'm at. There's no checkpoints. From what I'm seeing, they're in certain sectors of DC.
The hood?
Yeah. Which a lot of the people that was in that room don't go to. So I'm confused myself. But arrests may be up because they're arresting people, but arresting people does not stop crime. I mean, there's still stuff on the news, there's still stuff happening. So, and it's only going to be 30 days that they can do this. So it's a short period of time, anyways, to try to do anything to where you're making really a difference. I mean, you can tell us you're making a difference, but are you? Because after 30 days, it's over with. So,
Questions? What you think, man? Mic check 1 2 1 2. What is this? Antenna's back to business. Let's go.
Good.
Hey, yeah, a little bit better. Let me see. Yeah, I hear you.
Mike, all right. I think. Well, so if it's as effective as he's proclaiming it to be, then I'm for it. Because I think I know that crime is what you say. Cultivate. Crime is outrageous in general. I think it's only getting. I don't see it getting better without any type of intervention at all. I think. I don't see why people would oppose that, which is what I see. I see people saying no, he's not coming to Chicago, or he better not come to Chicago. Some degree of that, and I don't. Why would people oppose efforts to reduce crime?
Well, if it's only for 30 days,
there's other ways to reduce crime. Their whole thing is just to arrest people. Why not fight crime before it even happens?
How does
Instead of just there's programs. There's programs. Work with these mayors from these incompetent mayors. Bring them to you. Hey, what can we do to help you? What do you think is the problem? This is what we think is the problem. Work with them. That's what a leader would do. You work with these people to end this problem. What you see as a leader, what you see as the problem, you tell them what you see as the problem. You work with them to end it. You're trying to work on the back end. You're not stopping on the front end. There's still two ends of this. So if you want to work on the back end, that's fine. But you're never gonna that pipeline is still getting fed with criminals. So at some point, you need to work on the front end to stop that pipeline being fed with criminals.
Because I'm sure he's talking about overall crime. well, most of the time when we talk about crime, we're really talking about homicides and stuff like that, right? So I like my trusted website, HeyJackass.com, HeyJackassChicago.com. Yeah, it was just Hey Jackass Chicago. We might pack up.
Oh, good. It's no Chicago. Hold on. Okay.
Could you pull that up on the screen if you can? On your screen or whatever. Yeah. Now, if you go down, you can go down some. Down a little bit more. Now you see those numbers right there on the left, the red, all in red, right? You see those numbers. Those are the current homicide numbers. And if you can see the current homicide numbers, it's actually down, and it's the lowest that it's been, looks like in the past close to 8, 9, 10 years, 8 years. Those numbers are down. All right.
Yeah.
Now this is a right lean. I'm almost sure this is a right leaning website. So those numbers are down. So you bring the National Guard here and then turn around and say, well, you know, me deploying the National Guard is the reason why the numbers are down and people aren't getting shot and killed. That's not going to be, you're being disingenuous because the numbers been down. You see what I'm saying? And as Bihan was saying, they're only there for 30 days. So, okay, you make another 30, you make a 30-day more impact, I guess, but they've already been down. Like, you know what I mean? So you're not really essentially helping anything. It's really just for clout. And when you're starting to do things for clout, well, now, you know, I kind of question everything else that you're doing. Right, because you can't say, well, we have the numbers in front of us, right? He always talk about the number. We have the numbers. I can look at the numbers. The numbers are saying they were down. However, when he was in office as well, the numbers were up, right? And it kind of been slowly going down. And this isn't just in Chicago. This is kind of nationwide. The thing about crime is it's literally nationwide. It goes in waves, up and down nationwide. It's not really just one city that, you know, that has these crime issues and stuff like that. It's just a wave, up and down or whatever. But right now we're on the low end, and he's trying to get credit for that to me by sending in the National Guard. Clearly, I mean, yeah, in even impoverished neighborhoods, it's always going to be a war zone there, right? Because there's lack of resources. Amongst other things, right? Just the culture of those neighborhoods, right? The way people interact with each other, the joblessness, right? Homelessness. You got all these things working against the neighborhood. So you're always going to have issues in those neighborhoods. But as a whole, like we see that the city, I mean, and of course we have cameras everywhere. So people are taking pictures but Chicago today, New York today, LA today isn't the same as these guys were in the 90s. You can go look up statistics in the 80s, 90s, right? Chicago in 94, I believe, had 972 homicides. New York that same year, I believe, had 2,200 homicides, right? So, yeah, we have all these different people that moved in, the different immigrants and migrants and, you know, even our own people, right? But I think we're way more safer city than we are today than we were yesterday. And, you know, of course, technology has advanced as far as medical technology, so they're able to save more people. But, I mean, you think about the 90s and late 80s, bro, it was a fucking war zone. You know, and that was just what they're reporting on the news. If people had phones and shit back then, it'd be crazy. You know, so I credit for something that you're not really, you know, doing. No, quit bringing up. I hate them always bringing up Chicago because you're trying to make Chicago as like this poster bad city when just to the north of, you know what I'm saying, DC, you got Baltimore, my boy. Go in there. Go to Baltimore. Go to
Baltimore,
Philly.
their crime rate is at
Oh,
all-time low. Yeah,
see,
all-time
even
low.
their
Yeah.
crime is at an all-time low. But go fix some shit closer to home than trying to always bring up Chicago because Obama was here. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like you always bring up Chicago because Obama was here. It's like, oh, well, Obama was there, and you know the crime rate. No, go fix this other city, Memphis. Right? Memphis
Here's one thing I would
is
say:
crazy.
what they should do. The district attorney, that lady Shapiro, whatever her name is, and the president, they should work with DC, changing some of the policies they have. Because some of the policies they have, there was this case where there's a little 14-year-old boy. He kept he kept stealing cars, and in DC, you just get they let you out to your
Slap on
parents.
the wrist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no for something like that. So, are there some things that need to be changed? Yes. Like I said earlier, they just need to work with the administration in DC. They just need to work together to fix some things instead of just I don't know. I guess you see videos and stuff like there's issues with people getting phones snatched on the metro and stuff like that, which happens all the time. But at the same time, sometimes these people are asking for it. They're walking around like popsicles, wanting to be licked. Like you walk around, all you doing is looking at your phone. Like, man, you just make it too easy. Like for someone, like sometimes these people just live in a bubble, man. Sometimes this may sound crazy. Some people need to experience some stuff like that to understand there's certain ways when you're in certain places that you carry yourself. It needs to be.
Hey, look, man, both my cars got broken into under the Trump administration. So, mic check there. Oh, a little bit. Hold on. Say something else. Because it was going.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
There you go. There you go.
One thing I noticed though that's been talked about, and I haven't seen the before and after myself, is that the number, there's a good chance that the numbers are dropping, or the violent crimes are dropping because laws have been changed to make things not as bad as they were. Like they changed the verbiage and they changed how they prosecute people on it, so they can fudge the numbers and say violent crime is down. When in reality,
homicide is going to be a homicide. Like, you know what I mean? That's not, you can't really cover that up.
Well, here's what I'm going to say with what you're saying, Spaces. I don't believe that to be true, but I guess we'll find out. But to use that, to say that, and then after the 30 days is up, then try to say, oh, numbers have fallen to this point, that won't make any sense. If these numbers are already low, and you're going to try to say after your 30 days up that these numbers were wrong, they were up here, and now they're here, basically like you're just trying to change the numbers to fit your narrative.
And that's what I hear is happening specifically here in Chicago. That's what I hear. Now, I haven't, like I said, I don't even know what to actually look up.
So who would be doing? The mayor's not doing those numbers. Those numbers coming directly from where?
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that's what I say. I specify.
If numbers are being fudged, it's not like those numbers are being brought to the mayor, and the mayor's like, "Nah, change these numbers," and he's going to change another numbers.
I don't know.
This website itself, right? This website itself
has nothing to do with the mayor, right?
Has nothing to do with, as you can clearly see, he has the mayor up there, right? That's President Johnson, right? I mean, this website itself has nothing to do. They collect, normally they're actually a little higher than the official numbers. So I'm not sure how much you could really fudge, oh shit, 100 missing people, like, oh shit, 100 people then died, we can write them off the books. No, somebody's going to say something about it. I think now maybe things classified as, the smaller criminal activity as far as maybe arson. I wouldn't even call that smaller, but you know what I mean. But you know, just somebody snatching a purse or something like you can probably fudge those numbers. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a small crime. But when did this all become an issue? When the Epstein files thing.
Oh yeah, Epstein. Don't nobody want to talk about that still.
I mean, I could care less about it myself. Like I don't care about that list.
Too.
But
me too. I don't understand. Well, I guess to some people,
I guess if I'm on the list, yeah, then I will have an issue about it and want to redirect. But like, is it going to really change what's going on in this country? No.
Well, I think the same energy that people put forward towards the Diddy case, anything that goes on with, you know, black celebrityism or whatever, and, you know, their trials and shit, you should take that same energy towards those people too. You know, you just can't swipe, you know, push their shit under the rug. You know, I think it needs to be talked about. Otherwise, it consistently makes black people the face of everything that's bad, even in the entertainment industry.
So I wanted to play this. This will be the last part.
Well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I know that you already talked about this, but according to the Constitution, just governors have the power to deploy the National Guard. It already happened in California. So my question is, I would like to know if you can be more specific about your conversations that you mentioned that you just had with Governor Pritzker. Can the Illinois National Guard refuse to follow a presidential order, or have you asked, or your administration asked them to inform you in case that they're activated by the president?
Well, let me just be very clear. I have not spoken to the governor within the last 24 hours about what just happened. What I referenced was, and this is where we are allowed to have it. He doesn't, and so
you already have done it in California.
And I'm saying he doesn't have the authority, right? And he's done a lot of things that he doesn't have the authority to do. That's my larger point, that we have to take that seriously. And when I say whether it's legal action or just more voices rising up in this moment, calling out the pharisaical approach that this president is taking, that's incumbent upon all of us, right? You know, none of us can afford to stand idle. This is why I've worked hard to make sure that we're protecting our immigrant community, right? We were sued by the federal government on our standing, our position. And, you know, the courts rejected his suit, right? But we've also have put forth policy to ensure that families are supported and protected. It's going to take all of that, right? And these are unprecedented times. I just hope that we cover it in a way in which it deserves, quite frankly, that it is beyond a boldness. It's a, do you know how when like ignorant people do stuff and say stuff and there's no convincing to them of why they're ignorant? That's Donald Trump.
You said you're supposed to work with the mayors and stuff. You mic check one good?
Yeah.
Okay. You said you're supposed to work with the mayors and stuff. How does that work? When someone is approaching a situation with that type of mindset already.
No, but you got to understand, when you're the leader, when you're at the top, you don't. Well, Dave Chappelle said you don't punch down. So you would call him, come see me, and that's what you do. You talk. But it seems like he said, he's done things that he's not authorized to do, even though there may be an issue going on, or not, but he's still doing things he's not authorized to do.
Be humble, correct, because you were in the military, so correct me if I'm wrong. The National Guard that's through the state?
That's state, yes, through the states. Yeah. So DC,
what is Donald Trump even talking about? DC is federal.
Yeah, even though DC is not, it's not a state, it's a city. They have a National Guard. And they kind of run like a state. It's like kind of ran like a state, yeah. So
and I guess that's kind of my thing is like, because Donald Trump didn't say anything during his meeting that I felt like he didn't sound like he wanted to really work with, you know, Mayor Johnson. I'm not a Mayor Johnson backer by any means, right? But he don't sound like he's eager to work with Mayor Johnson either, right? So again, to me, it just seems like Donald Trump wants the narrative to make it seem as if crime is going down under his administration. And I mean, technically it is, right? So crime is technically dropping under his administration, but don't think that by you artificially deploying the National Guard that's the reason why. Like
This was
and it makes kind of like distrust between the citizens and the government because you're deploying the National Guard. Like people don't want to see the National Guard on their streets, and it may not affect people like you and I, right? But if you don't live in that neighborhood, all right, what is it to you? What is it to you? Because a lot of time, and I'm not saying you specifically, but a lot of time, any other time, people in these neighborhoods are having issues, it's their fault. Any other, I mean, we blame it on them. Oh, well, it's their fault. They live in these neighborhoods. And So what is it to you, like, that they're shooting each other?
So I'm confused. Are y'all saying that he shouldn't do anything?
No, what I'm saying is don't do it because to make it seem like you're doing something when the numbers are already going down.
So okay.
The numbers, we literally just saw the numbers on the website I provided that the numbers are definitely going down. It's not you're artificially doing something because you can only stay for 30 days. Well, what about the rest of the year? What about the rest of your term? Right? Your term throughout office, you only been in there a year.
Yeah, this
guy in there, right?
Who, BJ?
This guy in there, January what? Yeah. Donald Trump.
No,
Donald Trump.
January 20th.
Okay, so you got a whole nother 3.5 years. What about the next 3.5 years? And what about all the other cities throughout the United States? Like, what are we doing here?
Well,
so this was my belief before this all started, because this started like right before he did the Alaska thing. He talked about it. So my belief was he wanted to show that he was strong before he met with Putin. Things didn't go well in Alaska, so now he's just dumping on everybody back here. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, man. Time is running. Well, thank y'all for kicking with us. Thanks for showing up. My final thought is I agree with y'all. Well, specifically, both of y'all, what y'all saying. What about the other 11 months out of the year? You got to work with the people to keep the governing officials to find ways to keep those numbers low. So, like we saw, like it was 494 under Brandon Johnson, or I'm sorry, in 2025 on the scale that we saw, whatever it was. Okay, cool. The numbers. If you come in and you deploy the National Guard or do whatever it is that you're gonna do, and the number drops from 494 down to 150 for 30 days straight. Cool, you did some work. On the flip side, what about the other 11 months? Because are you going to talk about it? Are you going to say anything if for your 30 days crime is down and then day 31 started, or day 1 started a new 30 days, it goes back up to 494?
Yeah. So
I agree with that sentiment. I just think ultimately it's better than what's happening, because right now, Brandon, even in that speech we just heard just now, he's talking about immigrants. He ain't focused on Chicago.
Yeah. Well, I think he was saying that in context of Donald Trump, I guess, himself saying Donald Trump was overstepping his boundaries when it comes to things. And here's another example of Donald Trump trying to overstep his boundaries, right? But something I asked you, right? You ever stolen a cookie at the house, like, you weren't supposed to have?
Yeah.
You ever took it?
Yeah.
You ever do it while your mom was looking?
Her back was turned, at least.
Her back was turned, right?
Yeah.
Right, but you never did it while she was like looking at you, and you wasn't supposed to have it, right?
Right.
So the point of the National Guard to me is like that. Of course, motherfuckers ain't gonna shoot each other or rob somebody right in front of the National Guard. They're looking right at you. But once they leave, it's just gonna be like business as usual. And to me, that's playing with the people. That's playing with, because the National Guard are people that actually live in that state. You know, for the most part, like,
Well, it seems
bro,
like
stop playing with these.
West Virginia, a couple other states sent their National Guard here.
Oh,
Yeah,
did they?
like West
Okay.
Virginia is one of them. I think maybe Kentucky, a couple other states for some reason. A couple of a couple red states sent their National Guard here.
And maybe they didn't have and maybe they just, maybe DC didn't have enough.
No, it was.
You think
they want to join in?
they want to join in, huh?
Yeah,
all from the red state. They just want to. All the
some of
red
the poor
states
states
want to
too.
join.
Is like the poor states are sending their National Guard here. Like,
it's an opportunity to shoot a nigga, but yeah.
But like I said, I told you earlier, I don't see. I drive through Southeast DC, which is considered like a tough area. I don't
Right.
see them down there. Maybe it's the time of the day that I go to work, but then I come out where the Nat Stadium is at. I don't see them on this side of DC that I work in. So yeah, they're on the other side where everybody's at.
No doubt.
Yeah. So for now, the people, however, my last thought is the people that completely oppose it, that are literally saying, like, I don't understand how Brandon Johnson can say, and maybe he's in the position, so he knows more than I do. But I don't. But what, to your example, Jay, every day, I wouldn't tell my mom that I can't not take a cookie. I wouldn't tell my mom, yeah, it's not your jurisdiction to assert authority over me.
But isn't
That's weird.
It's checks and balances, though, right? That's
Supposedly, yeah.
that's the deal. It's like it's still checks and balances, because you're the president of the United States doesn't necessarily give you authorization to do certain things. This is why you have governors. This is why you have mayors. This is why you have aldermen. This is why you have different parts, different branches of legislation, right? So that one power doesn't overstep the other. And this is what it seems like he's trying to do. Now, if he came in there with a more genuine heart, trying to, instead of trying to bulldoze everything, maybe some shit could really get done, right? Because you don't handle every situation the same way. Sometimes you got to deal with people with kid gloves.
That's how you got to do Chicago.
You might have to do because Chicago, obviously, it's going to be kind of bulldozed through it, right? You're going to have to show another way. And to me, you don't know. Now it becomes, and he's supposed to be a businessman. You're supposed to know how to negotiate a little bit or something. There has to be some negotiation there where when we can figure this thing out. If you're serious about curtailing violence in Chicago.
Chicago's a bigger city than DC. DC is only 17 miles.
Oh wow!
Wide.
Yeah,
that's it. It's only 17 miles. But at the same
Chicago's 232 square miles.
DC is a small city.
Right.
Then at the same time, space is not the same. That I don't feel as though they should be deployed. I think he should have waited. He should have did the negotiation part, and then if that fell through, then come through. Because at the same time, you can cause distrust with people, and the people. We already have an issue with it when it comes to the military and stuff like that. They join the military, because this is something they saw as a kid. This is something they saw for no reason, from what they were told or what they learned was not needed. I'm not saying as a leader you should care about that, but I feel as though you should have went the diplomatic route before you went the other route.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm also thinking in regards to this, it sounds like I'm getting mad at my mom for barging into my room. You didn't ask me to come in my room, Mom. Like, I don't.
I mean, he
I
should
get it.
understand he white. That's something white people do. You didn't ask me. That's something white people do. He should understand that I was Tyrion. You know what I mean? And you just can't move like that. Unfortunately, somebody's gonna. That's an issue because if we allow you to do one thing, then you think you can do everything like that. This is why shit. I mean, again, we kind of goes with the first story we started off with, right? Sha'Carri Richardson, maybe was that the first story we started off with?
I think so.
Right? You're gonna have an issue throughout the duration of your relationship, right? We can't allow you, Sha'Carri, to just be whooping our, pushing on us and beating on us and whooping our ass. That's not. You don't have the authority to do so. And to me, it's like the same thing here with Donald Trump. It's like you have the authority to do certain things. You are the commander in chief of this country or whatever. But when it comes to other things, like, bro, when it comes to local politics and stuff like that, you really need to get down there and really talk to who you need to talk to. And from your last your last term, you left a bad taste in everybody's mouth anyway, right? So do the best that you can to kind of be bipartisan on a lot of these issues that you're having. That's all I'm saying.
All right, final thoughts. I actually gotta get out of here.
Yes, sir. That was it for me. That was my final thought.
You got anything?
Yeah, my final thought I was going to say is when I was in the military, the way I programmed, when I dealt with people beneath me, I didn't berate them in front of the crowd, in front of other people in office. I would take them in the office, sit down and just talk to them. Like, look, man, this is what I need from you. This is what I need, and this is what I want. I don't want to see this going on no more in the office from you. Instead of, that's just how I got down. And I think at the same time that it was respected, because some of those people who don't even look like me are still talk to me to this day, because they respected that instead of just airing them out in front of everybody. That I just did it just me and them one on one, and that's why I came to you saying earlier, as a leader, call them in. Hey, I need you in DC, and talk to them. How can we fix this? Let's fix. I feel as though this is a problem. You don't. This is as a leader, you can tell them what you want. Tell them to fix it. Period. Even if they don't see it that way, and if you don't feel as though it's not done, and at the time you want it done, then do things. The next step.
Those people who are wrong, and that they're wrong, but you can't convince them that they're wrong. That is Brandon Johnson. You got
that was the best. No, I don't have anything. I would say, you know what, everybody, even though crime is supposedly going down, I'd say just everybody just always just be mindful, stay on your P's and Q's, just keep your head on the swivel, because even when crime is going down, it's still crime that happened, right? There's still criminals out there. So just be mindful. And me, I'm a praying person, so pray always.
Big shouts out to Will Hill. This is shout out to Be Humble, stopping by with his
shout out to Be Humble, appreciate you.
Yes, rainbow liquor in the background.
What you got there?
That's Tyler. His vodka. Oh no, I don't drink.
He just bought it to support. That's a real supporter right there. You buy it, don't even use it. This has been another rendition of your favorite after church podcast, the No Key Podcast, where your crown, build your legacy, kings. I am your man, Spaces. Jay every day had to go. And again, thanks again. Be humble. Always a pleasure when you pull up, bro. I'll let you later.
All right, man.